going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Thursday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So, of course, we are back from outer space where the Vikings and the Vikings fans didn't have a good mini-bye, right? It is what it is. But demon hours as Jonathan James McCarthy is set to take back the quarterback one role for the Minnesota Fighting Vikings. And JJ is ready to prove all the haters and the losers wrong. Like, I honestly, I don't even care. Like, do the Vikings beat the Lions or not? Does JJ McCarthy fire the effing pill? Do we have a quarterback or not? I think we're going to find out. I think we are going to. Kevin O'Connell, we're all about mechanics, Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershmidt. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell said there is nothing left for JJ McCarthy to demonstrate to show that he's healthy enough to play Sunday in Detroit. He'll be the starter. Well, Carson Wentz will not. Yeah. We know that. And also, JJ talked in the Media Jackals after practice. JJ McCarthy returns, or Will Raggets, to quarterback one role Sunday after 6-week absence. On how he feels, amazing. Ready to go. I feel like myself again. Thankful. Great. He actually looks, he actually looks like a decade younger versus the hard edge. Yeah. But the fact that McCarthy is good to go, the JJ to JJ connection is back again. Love to see it, man. Yeah. Also, Vikings first injury report for Lions week, Wednesday. Full J.J. McCarthy, Andrew Van Ginkel, who we'll get to, as well as Christian frickin' Darrisaw. So that feeling when you finally get to play with Jonathan James McCarthy, it'll be good. Yeah. So J.J. McCarthy won't have Justin frickin' School watching his blind side, which will be kind of nice. Yeah. Also, Jonathan Grenard, Brian O'Neill, Isaiah Rodgers were limited. TBD on O'Neill. He did miss the Thursday Chargers game. Grenard got his ankle rolled up at the end of the Chargers game. Hopefully going to be good to go. Same thing with Rodgers. And sometimes injuries this time of year, especially, can be a mix of veteran rest as well as like serious injury. So hopefully it's more the former than the latter. 3 DNP, CJ Ham, jumping Josh Oliver, as well as Jeff Okudah, who's back in the concussion protocol. Now, O'Connell did already rule out Josh Oliver. It's got x-rays, avoided long-term injury, so won't be on IR. We'll be re-evaluated next week, so hopefully that'll be good. Also, return to practice is Andrew Van Ginkel. Really could have used a couple Gink sixes in these games. Now, Van Ginkel, during training camp, had a neck injury, and then apparently re-aggravated it. Gessling Strib. Andrew Van Ginkel, who's on the practice field today, said his goal is to return from his neck injury for the Vikings game in Detroit. On Sunday, he said he got a concussion when he fell on his head in Chicago, which aggravated the neck injury. So he missed week 2 against the Falcons, came back week 3 against the Bengals, played 8 snaps, got 2 sacks. It's pretty damn efficient. So Andrew Van Ginkel, we need him, man. Not only against the run, but also in coverage, also rushing the passer. 4-3 is the place to be with the Vikings. Also, Carson Wentz spoke to the Media Jackals, which dad season. That's a great hat. It's looking good. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershmidt. Carson Wentz, this isn't my first rodeo. See, I don't know if he's saying rodeo or if he's trying to be all fancy like, this is not my first rodeo. I'm not an idiot. I know what I was signing up for to go out there. Nobody was forcing me, pressuring me, any of those things. He also talked about how he waited so long to get back into the starting lineup that he couldn't quit it. All right. And Kevin O'Connell kind of threw the medical team under the bus. It was like, oh, he was medically cleared, right? And here's the whole thing. Like, they kept saying over and over that, well, Carson Wentz couldn't make his injury worse. He couldn't make his injury worse. So why is he getting surgery now? How come he's not gutting it out and being the backup quarterback for J.J. McCarthy? Or was the entire plan just to use him to get back to J.J. McCarthy back to 100%? Yeah. And I understand. Carson Wentz is tough. Carson Wentz didn't want to give up the starting job. He wanted to be out there as long as he could. But also, also Kevin O'Connell talked about how you need to honor the commitment that the players put in. Well, you have to honor the team as well. And Wentz was not helping things throughout most of his shoulder injury, right? 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 against the Eagles, and then the second half against the Chargers where he had zero chance to help the Vikings come back and win. It's a balancing act, right? Also, balancing act. So the NFL Network crew, Dan Jeremiah, Connie Fox, Adam Rank, my guy Marcus Grant, Bucky Brooks, former Packer, MJD, UCLA, Gary Gordon, I think it's Gary Gordon, Nick Shooken, not stirred, Ed Holm does the power rankings, and Kevin Patrick coming at you, all picking the Lions, all by pretty significant numbers. Let's see, what's the closest one? 27-17, is that the closest score? My God, Maudron. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait till it's demon hours and JJ McCarthy just shoves it right in their face. It's going to be good. Also, I like that the Vikings signing another quarterback was like the 17th largest story of the day yesterday. But Schefter, Vikings announced they signed quarterback John Wolford to their practice squad. And Wolford had some crossover with Kevin O'Connell as well as Wes Phillips with the Rams. So they know him. He did start a playoff game for the Rams in 2020, but sort of bounced around the league. Was in camp this year with the Jaguars. So Udinski, who Kevin O'Connell knows very well, he's a perfectly fine quarterback 3. Now, he can be elevated from the practice squad to be the third quarterback, not emergency third quarterback, but third quarterback on the active game day 48. But to be the emergency third quarterback who does not count on against the game day total, he has to be on the 53, which, I don't know, they changed that rule like a year or two ago. Doesn't make sense, but whatever. Also, something that doesn't make sense. We did this backwards. So we're going to have a slide because Amon St. Brown was talking ish on his podcast. Oh, I love playing at US Bank Stadium. I always have good games against the Vikings. And then I was just going to be like, oh, players having podcasts is annoying. Bam. Yeah. But NFL Network speculates that Cousins, Vikings, no. Kurt wants to start, right? And the Falcons also aren't going to give up their backup quarterback all willy-nilly, right? And the Vikings are not going to pay any significant amount of salary that Cousins is due this year or the $10 million that's guaranteed next year. But NFL Network, Minnesota is the only fit for Cousins at this stage. A 37-year-old quarterback did his trade value no favors with Sunday's outing against Miami. The Falcons haven't shown much interest in dealing with the quarterback, but as the season spirals, perhaps they change gears, especially with only 5 draft picks in 2026 at the moment. The Vikings aren't exactly flush with assets to ship for an aging quarterback, but Carson Wentz's injury and JJ McCarthy struggling to stay on the field, would they really risk flushing this season? Cousins played some of his best football under Kevin O'Connell, and probably perhaps the quarterback-friendly offense can bring him back to life. If McCarthy can't stay healthy, the options are grim in Minnesota. No. And I know that everyone's saying, oh, JJ McCarthy's injury prone. He had 2 major out-of-nowhere injuries. Miso Sai that his meniscus exploded. Miso Sai that the Falcons defender hip drop tackled JJ McCarthy, which is supposed to be illegal, by the way. Oh, but he has to defend himself. Okay. Patrick Mahomes had a high ankle sprain against the Jaguars in the playoffs a couple years ago. They won the Super Bowl. Hey, a veteran Super Bowl winning quarterback like Patrick Mahomes got to learn how to defend himself, bro. So stupid. I cannot wait until JJ just proves all the haters wrong. It's going to be great. Anyways, that's it. Just inject this everywhere. That's all. Anyways, happy Thursday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.